His people know in their way will fall. Before the mighty warrior, the ritual blood is the gift. To the spirit soul they sing. They will help us reach the place of our glory. Through the sea, through fire, through all every fighting we will come to the sacred land. Nothing stops us, nothing breaks us above all. Elevates us in the cold.
We are. This is our time. Our nation. It needs our men and women. It needs our patriots. It needs our citizens. We are only as divided as we allow our government to divide us. It is not up to them. It is up to us. It is up to us to protect our children and future generations. If we do not stand together, who will stand for us? No one will stand for you. No one will fight for you. You must do this yourself. And together, we will win. We will prevail. We are going to restore the freedoms for this nation. And my brothers and sisters died. That your grandfather died. This is our country. We must reclaim it. We must take it back. We cannot allow ourselves to fail. I will stand alongside you. And together, we will turn the tide in the war for our freedom.
Bridge maneuvering. The outboard is rigged in. No one is taking on ship speed.
Action! Shut!
Welcome to the 13, 14 of you that are currently here on the show. Most of you probably already know who I am. I'm Cash Jackson, the host of the Voice Help podcast and the founder of the Veteran Liberty Network. Many of you know that I am a what I call a grunge journalist. I don't use typical style reporting. Much of the incorporation of the work that I do is by incorporating you, my supporters, my audience, to help me to ascertain and gather more data and information.
He can very easily just.
They don't want to pay on the flag.
Oh, they're scaling it. They're scaling it. Damn, they're scaling it. They're scaling it.
They're picking it up.
Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to get Cash back. They just had an interference with their system. Stand by. Cash will be back on. Until then, just view this footage from the 6th.
That's right, yeah. Go, brother. Appreciate you, man. You're solid.
Another one over there. Over there. Pick up that flag. Right over there. Let's go. Pick up the flag.
Pick up the flag! 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 Pick up the flag!
Hey,
Pick up the flag!
Brian,
Pick
Yeah.
up the flag! Pick
thanks for
up the
picking up on that, bro.
That's what it seems.
Hey, we dropped offline. Go ahead and secure that. Go ahead, secure that audio. Thank you. Now I've got an echo.
Where's the echo coming from?
There's an echo coming from somewhere.
Right now.
Brian, I think it's on your end.
I don't think it's on Brian's end because he's not on.
Y'all give us a minute. Look, we got to move studios.
No.
Right? We're on the go. We're on the move. Right? We're not sitting in one place.
Don't talk to the echo. Brian, we're gonna let him just talk. He's not gonna be able to hear for right now.
All right. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be able to hear for a minute. Look, let me just start talking and start getting through things. There's a lot more that's happening than what people realize. Okay. Here's what I believe is happening, and you're gonna think that I'm crazy, of course, right? But follow me on this, okay? Follow me for a few minutes, please. I beg you. We've got a ton of footage from January 6th. We've got a ton of information, and here's my theory. I'm theorizing that, number one, all of this is being pushed by communists, right? And at the forefront of that is the American Communist Party. Before I get too far into what I'm saying, I want you to go over and bookmark. I want you to Google American Communist Party, go over and bookmark their shit right now and follow what I'm going to talk about tonight, okay? You might be able to still listen to me in the background on your phone while you're on your desktop going across their website. Whatever you got to do to make this shit work. And we're gonna bring it up here as well. But I want you to have it because I want all 25 of you to share this to share this information. Okay? I'm not getting a lot of money, right? It's not like I'm getting rich on this shit. But there's more to what's happening from January 6th. Here's what I'm theorizing. They're using a tactic that Stalin attempted to use and failed. It failed and it backfired on him when Hitler double-crossed him. What they've done is communists have been embedded in our nation for a very long time, since at least the early 1900s. Okay, the American Communist Party was founded in 1919 in Chicago, Illinois. Right? There's a lot of things that fall into place for a reason. Okay, in 1919, that was also when the 19th Amendment was ratified. Okay, communism appeals to the lowest economic denominator, right? Those at the lowest, those who are suffering the most. And we understand as a race, the human race, we understand and relate very poor economic circumstances to more societal ills, more healthcare issues, right? More environmental issues, more discrimination issues. All of these things that are used, this has been propagandized. The propaganda has been created, and in every American structure to our society, they have infiltrated that over decades of time. They have infiltrated that. We knew what Benjamin Franklin said, right? A republic if you can keep it. And that if this nation falls, this nation is going to fall because we fell from the inside. These people, many of them, we don't know which, but they are communists. I don't mean a little, I mean full-blown fucking communists. You understand what I'm saying? I mean full-blown frontal assault communism. And I'm going to show you why. We will show you the correlation. Now, you guys know that most of my past and my history deals with family law and addressing why family law worked the way that it does. I've talked about the domestic policies of the war on drugs and the welfare state and family law, and where we haven't been able to rationalize or understand why they're making the decisions they're doing to drive fathers out of the picture, why they're using and creating these red flag laws, these backdoor red flag laws through orders of protections. They have weeded themselves through the system to understand how to break apart the family, break it apart, fracture it, isolate the children. 440,000 missing kids a year in this nation, the freest nation in the world. 440,000 missing American children is made possible by our government, the federal funding that people like Rhino Tom Cotton push, right? These mandatory work programs for fathers, for child support, all of that shit ties into what they're trying to do. The portrayal here is that it's red versus blue. It's Republicans versus Democrats. It's not. In each side, you've had communists infiltrate the Republican and the Democratic Party. They've infiltrated both sides, right? Working the same exact agenda, okay? And the agenda that they've worked and they've supported, that they've came together on, has been what is most pertinent to destroying the family, driving out fathers, driving out these protectors. And who's the attack on? The attack is on white men from the left. Okay, the attack is on white men from the left. It's perceived as though it's sold as though it's an attack on minorities. It's not an attack on minorities. It's an attack on the ideology. The ideology of communism. Socialism has been being used for decades. We all just laugh and go, oh, well, we've got all these socialist things. We've got the police, the fire, blah, blah, blah. Those were simply vessels to introduce the socialism over long periods of time so that you became accustomed to it. And it worked through a generation of people, right? And they became accustomed to it. To usher in communism. They've taken me off of Twitter. They knew what a threat we were hitting. Our impressions were over 20 million a month. I don't give a shit about numbers, right? I'm not getting money. I'm not getting wealthy, right? I've got like 19 or 20 patrons. I might get $200. Okay, that's it. $200-300. That's all. I'm not getting rich doing the shit that I'm doing here. We were on the front lines there. These police on this side of the building, why on this side of the building were they so resistive here, right? I'm on the front lines. You see, I'm as close as you can get. I'm actually in between people and the police. I place myself in between the people and the police. I was right in between them, which is where the press is supposed to be, okay? In defense of the people, the press, the First Amendment should be the first in line protecting the people. Showing exactly what's happening. And things just didn't add up. We had guys on the east side of the building of the Capitol. We had guys on the west side of the Capitol. We got footage from the east side of the Capitol. We got footage from the west side of the Capitol. They ushered them in. They brought them in. They walked them in. And the portrayal, here's the hide. The hide is the portrayal as though it was MAGA police officers that let in MAGA supporters. That's the portrayal, and that's fucking bullshit. That's the lie. I can't with any certainty say that those police officers were supporters of the left and they took their marching orders from some communist above them that ultimately fed it down through some puppet to that police officer. But either way, that police officer was used to give the portrayal that the Trump supporters terrorized the Capitol. This is bullshit, folks. This is bullshit. Here's what they want to happen. They want the working class right, and I'm going to say white people here, because this is what it is. It's a target at white people, and they want to create and drive a race war. That's what they want to do. They want us to destroy one another. Okay? They want us to destroy one another. America, I want you to hear me on this. They have brought in the fucking National Guard, right? They have armored up these police officers. They shot me square in the fucking forehead. You don't believe me? Okay? We can pull up the fucking pictures of the bruise and the blood out of my forehead. They shot me point fucking blank. They shot me with a 40 millimeter fucking canister off the top of my helmet. Skipped it off the top of my helmet. I got this press thing on. You tell me, can you see this? Of course, my headphones are fucking stupid. It's like playing with a fucking Rubik's Cube. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You telling me they couldn't see that? Why were they clubbing me? From 2 feet, 3 feet away, they were clubbing me. Okay? With press all over my back. They're batoning me. They were beating me. Look, there, thank you, Brian. There's the 40 millimeter canister. There's the rubber bullets I was shot with. Before I was shot right between the eyes, which filled up my goggles with pepper. Not to even mention all of the gas. They gassed the shit out of us. They gassed the fuck out of us. This flag right here still smells like it. Like the gas they gassed the shit out of us. Now, people on the left are going, oh, good, you deserved it. Look at you. White man, you deserved it. Now you get a piece of what we got. What do you all not understand yet, all of you? What do you not understand? That they are creating the war between us. It's intentional. Let me bring up what you need to see. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Okay? I've been saying for quite a long time now that family law, number one, and we all know this, those of us involved in this, that family law works to break down the family unit. It's done so intentionally. They target the men on purpose. We've been asking ourselves, why don't we get equality? Why? Look, that's where they shot me between the eyes. That's pepper powder. When they shot me between the eyes, I was up on a railing trying to get out from between the mob and a metal rail so I wasn't crushed to death. I believe that they tried to kill me. I believe that shot was intentional between my eyes to cause me to fall back into the crowd and get trampled to death. They knew that I was pressed. They shot me point fucking blank. I believe that they wanted me to get trampled to death inside that crowd. Why? I believe all of this is coming to a head for a reason. I think that what we got onto, those of us in dealing with Title IV funding, we didn't realize what we were really latched onto. We thought it was just about this money. It was about the money. We were right on that end. It was about the money, but it's about more than that. This was about so much more. We're talking about millions of American children not raised by millions of American fathers. Okay? Why? Why? I kept saying that. Why? Ask yourselves more. Why? And the more we dig, the more we fucking find. The war is between all of us. Black, white, Hispanic, gay, straight, Muslim, Christian, all of us, the war is not between our ideologies. We can live in peace. I believe that. But the state will not have us live in peace because the state is being controlled by communists right now. Right now. I'm not saying that the communists are coming. I'm not saying that the communists might get here this week. I'm telling you, they're here. They've been here. They are the reasons, the way that this fucking these domestic policies were written that way. They were written that way because it was done with a communist intent to break down the American family, to push the father out, incentivize single parenthood, that the mother could be supported by the state. The state would become the protector, the provider. It is the bedrock of communism, folks. And you took it hook, line, and sinker. All of you did. We all did. I took it. You took it hook, line, and sinker. Here we go. The American, did you know? Look, you've probably even never been over to the American Communist Party USA's website, have you? Have you ever taken a look about what these people fucking believe? Ever? I came upon this a number of months ago, whenever I was still working offshore. I was reading a book called The Naked Communists. It's a very interesting book. So it got me to doing some research. And in my research, I take everything I read with a grain of salt, everything. Take it all with a grain of salt. Read this book, like, let me start doing some Googling. Find out about the American Communist Party. I want you to listen. These are some of your top people and contributors, right, within the American Communist Party. We're getting ready. I want you to listen to this. They're going to talk about the Georgia election. Now, this is the American Communist Party talking about the successes in Georgia. Again, I say this again. The American Communist Party, this is them. Where else have you seen this? Come on, man. 30 of you, you better go get 10 more people, right, and put them onto what I'm showing you right now. Or don't. Or don't. Fuck it. Cash Jackson's a kook. Don't. Play it. Let's play some of the video. I can't hear anything.
Good morning, Revolution, and welcome.
Yeah, look at the fist.
Good morning, Revolution.
Good morning,
Happy New Year,
Revolution.
everybody. And we're so happy to see you. We hope that you're staying healthy and safe, physically distant, but
something under his, under his hat is, I guess, is the
bus. Did you hear Lindsey Graham's speech?
Yes. Yeah.
Lindsey Graham, you're next.
Right. And
yeah.
Mitch.
Lindsey Graham, you're next. And
did you hear
Mitch.
Lindsey Graham? Did you hear his speech? It was very eloquent. Wednesday night after the when they reconvened.
Yeah.
I'll give him an A for acting, Anita.
But I think I think Rosanna's right. The struggle is just going to continue. I mean, we have to fight. Trump might be off the stage, hopefully, in a matter of days, or at least by the 20th. But I think we have, and maybe he'll be off Twitter for forever. That would be nice. But we'll see. I think we'll still have to struggle against those forces that really would like to roll everything back.
Scott, I heard a rumor that you wanted to gloat a little bit. What are you gloating about?
Well, first of all, obviously about the coup plotters, the fascist thugs being kicked out of the Capitol after being invited in by Capitol Security. Order has finally been reestablished there. The vote was certified. Trump was forced into retreat, at least temporarily, and that's great. But it also shows, I think, how correct the approach of our party has been for this entire time. When some folks were saying, Trump's not really a fascist. He's, there's really no difference between the two parties. You're making too much of the fascist threat, whatever. I think that's, we were right. I'll stop gloating there.
I'd like to gloat. I'd like to gloat too about the win in Georgia. I think that's an incredible victory. And the people who were really responsible for organizing that were people like Fair Fight and the New Georgia Project, which actually
Fair Fight and New Georgia Project. Okay, please, can you guys get us information on Fair Fight and the New Georgia Project? The two things that she just said. Can y'all get that, please? If you're not on Telegram, if you're not on Telegram, I want y'all researching that. This is how it becomes grunge journalism. I want y'all helping me to research these things and dig deeper. Help me dig down the hole. I need more of you to do this, right? This is something that needs to expand rapidly, and I mean very quickly with a sense of urgency. We need to find out who these people are, right? Now, these are the people, look, oh, we know her, don't we? These are the people that are associated with the American Communist Party. Again, what they're trying to do, the American Communist Party and communists, they are here. I don't guess
then I was strolling in the wheat fields waving, in the dust clouds rolling. A voice was chanting as the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me.
Jesus, come on, get all that shit closed.
Specifically New York and New Jersey. And they've done it without destroying
and Fox News is playing all this shit.
And that's why those states are emptying out and moving to Florida. Florida, by the way, is leading New York in vaccine distribution as well. And at the same time,
I got Sean Hannity on my show.
Why is Sean Hannity on? I don't have any screen that's showing.
Sean Hannity, why are you on my fucking show right now?
There's nothing with Sean Hannity. I don't have anything with Sean Hannity on.
That fucking Steve, man. Steve's fucking around.
Is it one of these websites like somebody sent us that has like a? I don't see anything with a mic on there.
Close it all out if it's not there. Nope. All right, there's Tucker. Oh, it's Tucker. That's who it is, not Hannity. So I'm listening to. Oh, there he is, right there. There he was. I just seen his ugly little fucking face.
What's he doing over here?
I don't know. Why is he? Out of nowhere. Tucker comes on.
Have your.
I think that's Steve. Can we get back to the American Communist Party manifesto shit?
Right, but here's the groups you were asking about.
Okay, so we got these groups here. We got to come back to them. Look, Fair Fight and the New Georgia Project. Now let's go back to this video and listen to this lady. This is the American Communist Party, folks, talking about their win in Georgia. Again, I say the American Communist Party talking about their win in Georgia.
More people voted in the more Democrats voted in the runoff than they did in the November 4th election. So wow, it's just amazing. Yeah. They had 18th birthday parties all fall for young people turning 18 and registered them all. And youth vote is just, that's going to get stronger every year. I think it's just a real harbinger of good things to come.
People sometimes ask, or they said people sometimes diminish the role of voting, but I think, it was absolutely correct to say that, if.
So if y'all heard that, that's something else we need to look at. Y'all heard them say just now, and I don't recall seeing this anywhere in the news. You heard her say they had a big registration for those turning 18. Have you heard anything like that in the news?
No, sir.
They had a big registration for those that were turning 18. The department, what did we see is connected to CNN?
The Department of Education.
What's connected to CNN? CJ?
The Department of Education.
The Department of Education is connected to CNN, folks. CNN headquarters, Washington, D.C. The Department of Education is connected to it, physically connected to it. nobody wants to talk about that. They're like not even neighbors, like they're in the same duplex, right? CNN and the Department of Education. Communists have infiltrated every area of government. They're in everything. Do you understand? Y'all don't, yeah. Drop off line. Y'all don't understand this. Go back to the American Communist Party website. Let's show them. Let's just read for a moment, shall we? Because that's what I like to do. I like to read. Some of you that stick around, you like to read. Where does this come from? Now, this is the American Communist Party's website. Go back. I want to read their constitution. No, I want you, the American Communist Party. Those would be different. There you go. So we're working to show you something right now. Yeah, we could do this a little bit faster, but just bear with us. All right. Just the preamble. There we go. I want you to go through this preamble. This is the American Communist Party. This is their constitution. Can I scroll it down? All right. Communist Party USA is of and for the U.S. working class. Our working class is multiracial and multinational. It unites men and women, interesting, young and old, gay and straight, native born and immigrant, urban and rural. We're employed, unemployed, organized and unorganized, and of all the occupations. We are a party of the African American, Mexican American, Caribbean, Central and South American, Native American, Middle Eastern, Central, South, East Asian, Pacific Islanders, and all racially and nationally oppressed people, as well as women, youth, and all other working people. Except white men. White men. And we've known white men have been the target of mainstream media now for quite some time, right? We've been the whipping boys for the left. I'm not even a hardline right person. I don't even really consider myself a conservative, right? I'm more of a classical liberal. But I'm certainly not anything far right. But I know bullshit when I smell bullshit, whether it's fascism or communism, and this is what this amounts to. It's communism. The roots of the Communist Party extended deep into our nation's soil, even far beyond our founding in Chicago in 1919. 1919 is the same year that the 19th Amendment was ratified. What's the 19th Amendment, folks? What's the 19th Amendment? Communists have been attaching themselves to every disenfranchised group because communism appeals to the lowest economic denominator, right? White, black, or otherwise. Okay. Poor white men, though, they just group into the easy target field of white men, right? They just include them in there.
Now what are you hearing?
Nothing. No scratching. All right. So look, their constitution, the American Communist Party Constitution, it mirrors today's progressive agenda. It mirrors it. It's the same. So which one came first? The style of progressive politics that we're witnessing today and experiencing, what drives that? Where does it come from? Conservatives have been becoming less conservative every year, every 3, 4, 5 years, right? We don't have all this squawk anymore about gay marriage, right? Because finally people relented and were like, yeah, we got no business in it. They're adults. We don't give a, whatever, right? They relented on it. The conservative base did. They go, yeah, you know what? It's a slippery slope. And they were right. They were right. It's a slippery fucking slope. Because now you got like the Portland City Council, which legalized these people that are adults that dress up in gigantic dog costumes, that they can defecate and fornicate in city parks because they identify as dogs. Okay. Here's the 2020 Democratic Party platform. Jesus, I'm going to have to get another soda. Should have brought myself down a glass of water. I'm still not recovered after all those gassings that I got. All the fucking tear gas, fucking pepper balls, all the shit those motherfuckers shot at me. This is okay, this is their national convention. Oh. Now, look how much of this is the Democratic National Convention. Oh, this is a land acknowledgement. Okay. And this will show you how deeply embedded they are within the Native American community. All disenfranchised communities is where communists have embedded themselves. With the except, and the only category where white men come into that is those that are part of the labor unions, because they're embedded in the labor unions. It's the public labor unions that are owned by or a part of that machine. Mike Madigan, I believe, in Illinois is a full-blown communist. I believe J.B. Pritzker is a full-blown communist. These fucking far left governors, they're full-blown communist because they are espousing. Let's go back to the American Communist Party's preamble. There is that theirs?
That's Democrats.
Yeah, let's grab the American Communist Party's constitution. Take a look at their preamble. This is their preamble. Here we go. So, this is the preamble of the American Communist Party. Many of you are sitting there scratching your head going, I didn't even know there was an American Communist Party. Yeah, count yourself amongst the other fucking millions of people, which is exactly how they infiltrated to the degree that we did, because we paid them no mind. They allowed themselves to for us to perceive that they were small and insignificant and didn't make any type of a recovery after the 1960s. No, they did. They went on about their business quietly. Busy little fucking bees is what they have been. That's why they identify with all of the disenfranchised groups. And that's why the Democrats appeal so largely to those demographics. You see here, you didn't know this, did you? Because I didn't either. It wasn't in our text. I don't remember ever this. The roots of the Communist Party extend deep into our nation's soil. They're talking about America, folks, even far beyond our founding in Chicago in 1919. What did you just read? The roots of the Communist Party extend deep into our nation's soil, even far beyond our founding in Chicago in 1919. You better let that shit marinate for a moment, because I don't think you fully heard what I just read to you. They consider this soil, the soil you're on right now, communist soil. You realize that. And then you're dismissing me still, right? Your cognitive dissonance is taking over. You're going, nope, Cash is not right on this one, right? Like he's right about a lot of shit, but I'm sorry, he's wrong on this. That's what everybody says each time I'm right. They say we build on the legacy of those who fought against slavery for the right to organize unions, for civil rights, and for women's voting and reproductive rights. We apply the scientific outlook developed by Marx, Engels, Lenin, and others in the context of U.S. history, culture, and traditions. The more you abort, okay, look, part of a nation's GDP, what makes up a nation's GDP? It's gross domestic product. You have to have the labor force, okay? Within capitalism and the constraints of capitalism, and I'm not talking crony capitalism. I'm not talking the Republican version of capitalism, because that's not capitalism. The Republican version of capitalism is crony capitalism. The same as the left. The left loves crony capitalism. They suck on the fucking teat of big business. They suck on it. They love it. They live there. Both of them. The free market, if the free market was working as it was intended, and government hadn't infiltrated every single area of our lives, communists then come in on the heels of that, and they use those vessels. They use those vessels to use like an IV, and they bleed communism into every facet of American life. And that's what they have done. And they have convinced millions of Americans that they are for the people. Why? Let's read more of their preamble. The need for the Communist Party is as great as ever. Capitalism has cast billions of people around the world into poverty. It afflicts humanity with endless wars. It institutionalizes racism and women's oppression, denies youth the hope of a future. You see where they go into our kids and they target our kids from early on, and fuels discrimination against gay, lesbian, and transgender people, religious minorities, immigrants, and people with disabilities. Unless you're a disabled white veteran calling them out on their bullshit, then I won't fall into their disability class any longer. Capitalism pits worker against worker in a global race to the bottom. Corporate interests wage a never-ending campaign to roll back people's hard-won democratic rights. Capitalism's insatiable drive for profits has poisoned the earth's land, sea, and air. Capitalism treats people and nature as disposable commodities in order to transfer the wealth of the planet to a handful of multi-billionaires. What they refuse to acknowledge is those who are in charge in communist parties, okay, they're wealthy. Communism doesn't do what it espouses because it has to violate its own tenets to try and achieve its end goal, its end state. Communism is a self-destructive machine that grinds up and eats in every single aspect of life. It erodes individual personal liberties to every degree humanly possible. They want to outlaw your religion. They want it gone. They want a classless, borderless, one world, one government, one state society. And in order to maintain that, they must maintain force. To maintain compliance with what it is that communism espouses, their ideology, to maintain the obedience to the rule of law, the institution of communism, they got to get people to buy into it. And that's exactly what they've done with their progressive agenda. The progressive agenda is the communist agenda. I don't know what else I can show you. The left has been completely infiltrated. These are not JFK Democrats, folks. This is something else. This is the antithesis of American ideals. Okay? Capitalism does not result in driving people into poverty. Capitalism lifts people up out of poverty. If capitalism was so fucking miserable, then why are these people migrating in mass to capitalist fucking countries? We're not running to Mexico. We're not running to Venezuela. We're not running to Cuba. We're not fleeing in masses to these countries for a reason. But they want to bring that here. Working as hard as they're working on this front means they have been extremely successful on the other fronts, because they're revealing themselves far more every single day. And they're not even shy about it. They are not even shy about what they're doing. They are broadcasting this. Let's go back to the lady discussing the successes of the American Communist Party, aka Democratic Party, in their win in Georgia.
Best way to block a fascist coup was a massive turnout. And that's what happened in November. That's what happened in the runoff in Georgia. And we're in a stronger position now. And that extreme right they're isolating themselves. And this is another turning point.
It was one way to block a coup. I'm not sure it was the best or only way. But Rosanna, I was so, on a seesaw, Tuesday night, I was like up because the African-American reverend, what's his name, was winning.
Warnock, yeah.
Yes, and then Wednesday morning, I was a little nervous because the Republican was ahead, and then the second guy got into and then all of a sudden the coup happened. And I was like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? Were you nervous as well?
Definitely. I was definitely nervous. But I kept remembering of all those people that were involved in bringing out the vote in Georgia. It didn't just happen. I think this is an important lesson for all of us in the movement and those just starting out in the movement. This is a perfect example of people, and social movements and its development and its impact after, it wasn't just happening. It didn't happen in 2 years or 3 years. It was a 10-year span of organizing, 10-year span of mobilizing, educating, and all of this, which culminated in Georgia saving this country and its democracy and electing its first African-American senator and its first progressive senator. So I think it's really significant, and it shows the power of the people, which is the most important element for all of us, is that we have to have faith in the people and its power when we unite together. And all across the country, people were phone banking, text banking, postcards, letter writing, all of these kinds of efforts that really paid off in the end.
Thank you. And Anita, how is it that in the heart of the Confederacy, we can elect progressive, democratic-minded, Black and Jewish senators?
Right.
And in Ohio, I mean,
I think all the cool people are moving south, Joe. I think that might be happening. Actually, the demographics of Georgia are way different now than they used to be, because I heard someone describe it as a reverse of the great migration north. There's been a great migration south right now, and someone was complaining about Atlanta traffic. There's just been so many people coming into the state. And all those people, I mean, they came from various places and they just needed to re-register to vote. But then there's also the demographic changes, I think, made a big difference. And then the hard work, I mean, like Rosanna said, 10 years of the Fair Fight and New Georgia Project really making a difference in the electorate. And they felt empowered by what the results of the November 4th election were. And all that much more motivated to come out on the 5th of January. So it was a great success.
It was the response of the people of Georgia to the spate of police murders. You know, you had the young man who was jogging while black, who was gunned down.
Exactly.
Then you had the guy who was killed in the what was it, a Burger King parking lot or something like that. And then there was the Black Lives Matter anti-police violence movement, and then the electoral uprising that took place, and it just continued all the way through. And I think that the point that you made, that I think that one I got 120,000 more votes than Mr. Biden did. Isn't that something? So what's next, Scott? I mean,
well, before that, I wanted to, bring up, comment on that point that Anita made about the demographic changes. So I wonder, big firms have been pushing production from the north of the country to the south for a long time because of right to work conditions, wages are lower. So there has been a movement in that direction. I wonder if now that's coming back to bite the right wing kind of in the ass, right? If you have these changing demographics that are going to start bringing forth these new progressive movements and new political possibilities in the South. It'd be interesting to look into anyway.
Well, it has to be translated. Isn't Georgia a right to work state?
Yeah.
And it has to be translated into legislation and allowing union organizing to take place. That has to happen, and the labor Black Latino alliance has to be rebuilt, Rosanna, in Georgia and other places in the South, and so that's going to be part of it as well. It seems to me. But before that, we got to make sure that we are able to get to January 20th, and Rosanna, there's been a call to impeach Trump, impeach him second time. Do you support that?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, I totally support it. And also to invoke the 25th Amendment, Section 4, which I learned recently is the key section of the amendment that will get him out ASAP. And you can tell it's mounting because he retreated in such a way that's, oh, no, I'm the best president. And it's just disgusting the way he reacts, but definitely I support it.
I watched that video. Go on.
That video that he released last night and, supposedly dialing it back was in such a monotone. And I think that monotone is like a dog whistle to his followers, that it's not a sincere that's something that he's putting across. But I think we do have to worry about the next, whatever, is it 10 days, 20 days, whatever it is. I should know that off the top.
Impeach him first or 25th Amendment.
Oh,
it doesn't
no.
look like, Scott, that
Throw it all at
Pence
him.
wants to do the 25th Amendment thing.
Wouldn't that, I'm not a scholar of the 25th Amendment or of constitutional law at all, but wouldn't that mean that Pence could pardon Trump or grant him some kind of legal protection from whatever consequences might be coming from? And I'm not saying he needs to be removed, but I think impeachment is the best course. I know that Ilhan Omar is drafting articles of impeachment. And we should mention as well Cori Bush, newly elected Democratic representative from Missouri, from St. Louis, who has proposed a resolution to expel all of the legislators who were part of the attempt to overthrow the election and overthrow the government. which I totally support.
Kick them out. Kick them out now. And then put them on trial. And after that, send them to jail.
Yep.
And after that, put them to work. But
Reconstruction.
okay, so what comes next, though? Because this has been a traumatic event in the history of the. I mean, Rosanna, COVID is ravaging LA. I read in the newspaper that. Well, actually, I don't read newspapers anymore. I read online. I ain't had a newspaper in my hand in 5 years. I read online that, sadly, that the hospital, the emergency drivers and technicians and the ambulances have to make on-the-spot decisions. If you're too sick, they don't even bring you to the hospital. Is that true?
That is very true. And it's very rampant. Even in my own family, we've had a number of family members coming down, and we have a couple of them who are suffering right now from it. And then we've had a cousin that also has already passed from it, and there's dangers of that. And it's a horrible position to put the paramedics, the EMTs, because they're not really trained to make such calls, but they're being put in that position, unfortunately. So I think what comes now is to get enough relief for people so that they stop and stay home, stop with this idea that they've got to work. I mean, they do have to work, but so they don't have this need that they have to work, and they can comfortably stay home so that we can put this virus under control. It's not possible any other way. The way the other countries like China and Vietnam and others have handled it is they've provided for their workers,
right?
So that there is no need, there's no threat, there's no feeling that, well, I have to work because I have to feed my families. They even brought food.
All right. We're going to go back over here real quick. So this is on the American Communist Party's website, right? And you see their logo there in the top left-hand corner. And then along with their title, The Rise and the Fall of the Coup Plotters, which of course tells you all that you need to know about their position on the individuals there. Okay, coup plotters, right? They're using language. That's the American Communist Party. And the progressives, the Democrats, are echoing this or parroting this. Which one is it? Which one is it? There you go. We're helping you out here. My guys are working feverishly. Y'all got to understand, the coup that's occurring is at the hands of the communists of every caliber. Chinese, Russian, American, all of them. This is a full frontal assault and has been for decades. The domestic policies were used to expand the size of these groups, right? It's an expansion of them. Now, I might have some aspects wrong or not nailed down yet, but that's where you come in. We need your freaking help doing this. What's going to happen on January 20th? If we don't put a stop to this and what this is and how this was used, this was set up, right? They let them in on the east side. This is north side. Like it was no big deal. Okay, this is north side, right? Again, sealed up tight here.
Give them some volume, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, if you can, put some volume on that, bro. We got to find out who all these people were down on the front. Look, I'm telling to you right now, as somebody who was there in the front when all this went down, I am telling you, there were people there that were not Donald Trump supporters. They weren't conservatives. They weren't MAGA. And they were there for the purpose of antagonizing violence there. We watched them with our own eyes as journalists. We watched objects get heaved through the crowd into other people within the crowd, right? They were committing violence on these people before any of that ever started. I saw a brick hit a guy's face down there. And none of these conservatives randomly threw a brick that didn't get close to hitting the building or a window. And we saw that multiple times. We were trying to get on video. In fact, we might have captured some. I don't know, or not known it. Can we go back over to the let's show the east side and then the west side.
Archive. East side.
Archive east side. This is the side that they entered on. Okay, this is the side they were let in on. Now, notice something.
Hey, you see those hand bats right there? Brian, back that up.
Back it up. Back it up, Art.
Thank you, Archive. Hey, those cops down there in your right corner. Why are some people just walking right on through?
See that? Those cops, why are all those cops walking down out of there? The real invisible enemy is communism. There it is. Somebody's got the sign.
Here's your sign.
That might even be a communist with that sign. That's the funny part.
We don't know. They're not confirmed.
We don't know. We can't confirm. But I'm telling you, communists are behind what went down there. They let them through on this side. They gave the appearance, them being let in, they gave the appearance that it was some sort of MAGA police officers that were being traitors to their country and letting in the coup plotters. Then on the west side, where myself and my executive producer were at, on the west side, they were battered they were pounding these doors down. I mean, it was a violent exchange over there. Okay. Violent. The west side was a violent exchange over there, and the territory was not ceded easily. Okay. It came with a lot of fucking hurt people. Several dead, right? 4 or 5 dead. This is where we were. Okay. This is where it was the worst. I've seen the footage from all over this thing.
I would have had footage from the doorway if I had a working camera inside the door. What was actually happening inside the door?
There's people here, and I need you to help me find them. There are people here, and they are not MAGA.
There's that canister. Yeah. That's a souvenir if I make it out of here.
Oh, back that up real quick. Archive. That was where they shot me with the canister. Watch.
Have that, brother.
Watch. A little more. Back up a little more. A little more. Right there. You heard that?
I'm glad I have that.
Back that up again. That's where they shot me with a 40mm canister. This is where they shot me in the top of the head with this. Look, I'm right in the very front. Look at that. They shot me in the head.
Boy, that helmet just saved my ass. Let me have that. Can I have that, brother? Where's that canister? Yeah. That's a souvenir if I make it out of here. Yeah. He's my brother. God bless you. Hey.
All right, take. Well, this gets bad in here. These cops are in a bad spot right here. And I think they allowed themselves to be cornered that way. They wanted themselves to be cornered that way. They wanted the portrayal to be, they could have backed up these steps. They're not stupid. We all know not to allow ourselves to get pinned in a corner. We all know that. This was done on purpose. This was an intentional act of design to give a portrayal that these cops were overrun, right, and pushed into the appearance. Okay.
Cut it off. Cut it off.
So what do? They inflict a bunch of pain on us. Okay. Here's what they do, and then they run back there and play victim. This is exactly how our domestic relations courts work. They inflict a lot of pain on you. They inflict a lot of pain on you for no fucking reason.
Let's go.
They incite it. Why are they spraying all those guys? They're not charging them. They're doing it to incite them. Why did I get shot? Look at all those guys just standing around. Why did I just get shot?
Save my ass. Let me have that. Can I have that, brother? Where's that canister? Yeah.
They shot us intentionally. You understand what I'm saying? They were shooting the crowd intentionally to incite the crowd.
What was the red gas?
And we still don't know yet. I've not found anybody who knows. They were dumping a red gas in there. And this shit was potent. It was all over this flag. This flag was soaked in it. And that stuff still about 8 days later was causing burns to me whenever I handled this. Okay. And then if I touch my skin, anywhere else, I was transferring it and it was burning me. I know. I peed. Believe me, I fucking know it transferred it. That flag in my hand right there was the flag that went down there, or one of them. I gotta get my helmet first. All right, let's go back. We're gonna wrap up, man. Hey, look, we're gonna wrap up for the evening. I know a lot of you have questions about what I'm doing over there on TikTok, and that this medium. Don't play it for long because we'll kill the whole thing for those.
They can't hear it.
I could.
I know you can.
Okay. Okay. TikTok is just another medium. It's a storyline. A lot of people don't use it that way. Mine's a storyline. Go back to the beginning. Okay, go back to the beginning and watch through. Some of those videos you need to watch over and over and over again, because there's things in there that you have to find. There's meaning that you have to find. Okay, my TikTok and the way that I'm using that platform isn't just to post goofy videos. All right. And I know it's foreign to a lot of you, and you don't want to mess with it, but that is the battleground. Right? That is the battleground. That is part of the battleground. We got to reach our youth. You understand? They've already reached our youth. We have to go save our youth. And that means we got to go where our youth go. This is some of the content that we're developing here. That's me. That's me underneath that flag. It's not some random homeless guy. And that is the flag hanging behind me, the very one that we picked up there in the Capitol that went down when the lady was tackled. This flag right here came from, and I believe, and I theorized this several days ago, I theorized that it's a possibility that the woman who held this very flag right here was a part of a plan to incite what happened there. Because we believe that it's when this flag went down and when the police tackled this woman. I don't know if you guys can grab that segment. We should have that clipped out if we can anyways, because we'll have to play it a bunch. So we don't have to pull back up the whole broadcast.
Yeah, we will.
We'll show you here in a second. In fact, we should TikTok it.
We will. Look for it on TikTok coming soon. It's right there, Brian. He's got it.
All right, see that flag? There it is. Boom. Thanks. Thank you. That's the flag hanging behind me at this very moment. That one. And we have video evidence of us picking it up and having it all day. That is this flag right here. We want to know who that woman is that held this flag. I want to know who this guy is, this police officer here with no helmet on.
Back it up.
Because there were several without helmets. Look, he didn't have a gas mask or anything, and they were gassing the shit out of us. Why did they have one of their own down there? Why did they have one of their own? See, when she gets tackled here, this is when the big push is made on that side. On that side, look, here's where they push hard, right? Watch the push.
He just kicks the flag down.
See, club this guy back there. I don't know how that guy broke through. He didn't look like he had. The guy that was running did not present himself as being very athletic.
He's just standing there. Meanwhile, she's down. There's flags everywhere.
This guy's just dancing around back there. Nobody cares about him with the flag.
And look.
Then here he goes. Look. Watch those pushing.
If you're old, you do not belong where they are right now. You could
see that?
well be trampled to death.
I'm going forward. Fuck you! Fuck you! You're losers! Come on. Watch yourselves. Watch your legs. Come on.
What flag is that? Copper. There's the red gas again.
There's that red gas right there we're talking about. See that?
Thanks, Brian.
But might just be just regular tear gas, CS gas. But I've not seen it red before like that. I know it burned like a mother. There's no volume with that one right now.
My hand's burned for freaking 4 days.
Right, there it goes. Light up.
There's the flag again.
There's the flag. There's a pole. Look at all of the pepper coming off of it. See that? It's soaked in pepper. Let me go back to, can we see when that cop went down?
Rewind, archive.
Let's see when that cop went down. I want to see if we can see what caused him to fall over. How did he get on his back? Did we see that? No. Well, that guy, that officer's got no problem with having his back to the crowd. That's odd.
Get up. We love you. Go. Come on, man. All right, that's it. You're on our side. That's it. Let them go. That's it. That's it.
So right now I'm pushing the crowd back. I'm using that PVC pipe, that white PVC pipe I had in my hand that this flag was on. I was using that to hold the crowd back because they had pushed in so much on the police. And again, I don't know who those people in the front were that were really forcing the encroachment, because those that were in the very front like that, okay, the most aggressive ones, I believe that inside those most aggressive ones are antagonizers that were planted there for the purposes of antagonizing this event right here. There's no sound there, Brian. Hey, rewind just a little bit if you would, please. Rewind back down before I crawled up that wall. I want to see if we can see some of those guys that were there in the front that were in front of me. Come on, you gotta rewind way back beyond that.
Have it.
Oh.
Remember, your phone only had limited battery. Here.
I know it. So I was starting and stopping my video here to preserve my battery until I could get to a safe place to get hooked up to, because I had some battery packs on me. Oh, they messed me up good. Watch. Oh, you hear me dry heaving? Oh, they gassed me good, boy. My face still burns. I can still feel it.
That's a bad shit, boy.
All right, that's good. Pause that. I want you to go to that American Communist Party website. I want you to research it, go through this information, get others talking about it, please, rapidly. Share this website. Go share the website and just ask the question of your friends. Why does this match the progressive agenda? Why does this match all of the liberal talking points? What's happening in DC with Donald Trump, with the vote, with the Dominion machines, is as a result of communism that has been here for decades. It's not recent Russian involvement. It has been continuous communist involvement of all kinds. And we've not caught on to how much of our government they are running and controlling. They control our education. They control our health care. They control our school, all of our local schools, our city councils. They are in everything. And you don't think that they are. And I'm just a lone crazy sailor up here fucking yakking on about it. I'm censored off Facebook, right? Got me, I'm banned there for 30 days. Where you're seeing it now. Oh, let me correct something. Some people didn't think that I was banned because somebody that I had as an editor on the page was able to post to the public page. No. So you don't know what you're talking about. I couldn't post, me, Cash Jackson, and I only had one editor on the page, and she was able to post to say Cash Jackson can't post, and that was 1,000% accurate, and is still accurate. I can't post or comment on Facebook. Come over to Patreon. We need your help, right? We've got to get back. We got to get back to DC by the 20th, right? And so that means we have to travel somewhere. In fact, we've got to travel a few somewheres and then back to DC. And it's not cheap. It's not easy. Hey, they keep kicking me off. Everything is going batshit crazy. We do need support, right? If you go over to my the Patreon account there, I'm trying to get everybody called up and brought up. I know I'm slow, I'm lagging here. Okay, please forgive me. There's a lot happening that I wish I could let everyone be privy to, but I can't. You know, not at that very moment. There are risks to me and my team and what we're doing. All right. Are you and Brian good? Look, there it is. So there's PayPal me /Cash Jackson 2018 and the Patreon there. My guys need support, right? I'm not paying them. I don't have an income stream coming in, and they're doing a lot of work to try and help with this. I think more people need to be having the discussion about why the American Communist Party's website and their constitution, their preamble, especially to their constitution, matches the Democratic platform. Why? Why? Joe Biden is a communist puppet. Kamala Harris is a communist puppet. The deal was made. The deal's been made. It's been made for a long ass time. It didn't just happen. Right? They're just starting to close. They're starting to seal the deal. That's what you're seeing. It's all coming to fruition. All right, that's it, man. For those of you supporting me, thank you so much for your support. We absolutely could not do what we're doing. When you look at the TikTok videos, please, I want you to take into consideration, right? It's expression, it's art, it's messaging. It's reaching other demographics that we've never reached before, right? We have to get this message to those that are most at risk, the most vulnerable, the most impressionable. What's happening in this country is very real. This event is downplayed and twisted. It should be upplayed because this was a historic event. Never in my lifetime and not in this nation's history am I aware of any time of the conservative-minded individuals in this nation ever beating on the doors of the Capitol, the United States Capitol. This should be portrayed in the light that it should be in. And you've got coward fucking rhinos out there that betray their country, the same as all of these communist Democrats that sold their country up the river. Communists and socialism are not your fucking friend. Go ask anybody that lived underneath Stalin rule. You can't. Because anybody who dissented from them, they murdered. They killed them. What do you think they're going to do to us? You don't think they won't have us killed? Yes, they will. Yes, they most fucking certainly will. Because this has been an agenda in the works for decades. And we've been asleep at the wheel and nobody's talked about it. Not like this, they haven't. And they sure as hell have never tied in Title IV funding. They sure as hell have never tied in the family fucking courts to it. I know that shit for a fact. Nobody has tied in the systematic decimation of fatherhood in this nation. Over 20 million American kids growing up absent their biological fathers. What are you going to do if you find out one day in a fucking novel that these 440,000 missing kids that go missing every year were being kidnapped by communists into communist countries and instituted with communist ideals and sent back into America with that ideology? What do you think about that? Think that's a possibility? I don't know. I think that when the American government is the predominant driver for more children winding up in human trafficking rings than any other reason, the American government and its domestic policies are. And where do those policies come from? Because they're not American policies. These are communist fucking policies. Family law is a communist fucking policy. There's no rationale. There's no rhyme, reason, or anything. And they hide clearly behind judicial immunity and the best interest of the child. Those are the things that they hide behind. Because all of the evidence shows that what they're doing is harmful to our kids. And nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit because they infiltrated every fucking layer of government. Yes, it's that deep. Yes, it is. We need to abolish, I agree with Adam Kokesh here. We need to abolish the entire federal government because you don't know, communism is so pervasive in your government right now, you don't even realize it. The entire thing should be eradicated because you don't know. You don't know who's a communist and who's not. There's too many though. That's the problem. We're going to close the show. Let everyone know that we're safe, we're sound, we're of a sound-minded body for the moment. I'm not saying that it'll stay that way. Maybe I'll have a personality shift after being shot in the fucking forehead, point blank, and shot with a 40-millimeter canister. I don't know. You know, there's only so much abuse you can heap upon somebody who served his country for 20 years and you already took his fucking kids. More communist doctrine. That's what that is. They don't want strong male role models. Those are targets. They paint them as targets for a reason, to get rid of them. Better start asking more questions, folks. It's going to get scary between now and the 20th. You'll see me. Hey, just keep an eye out for the notification when we're going to go live. If you're a Patreon member, you're going to get it. Okay? If you're with us on Telegram over there, you're going to get it. All right, we need you. We need your help. We need your support to a greater degree than just watching and listening and saying, good job, Cash. We appreciate you. We need your help financially. We need you to get involved. We need your talents. We need your resources. If it's laying around your house, we can probably use it. If it's laying in your garage, we can probably use it. If it's in your backyard or your barn, we can probably use it. If it's down at your business collecting dust, we could probably use it for what we're doing. Pretty damn near anything and everything we could put to use. Sound, man. The motion, let's go up. Something's gonna go off up there. Let's go. Yeah, man, it's been a long night. Look, the support that you lend to me is also support that you lend to my guys. My guys need equipment. I can't send them in there. They can't go in there without gas masks. They can't go in there without protective gear. I can't send them in there because it's going to be worse come the 20th. Look at this. Watch down there. I think a bunch of those guys right there. These are. Oh, you see The Rock. Go back. You saw that. You saw him get hit in the back of the head. Watch this. Boom. Did you see that? Point blank. Did you see that? That's a crime. That's attempted murder. That's attempted murder. You just witnessed attempted murder. Grab that. We need that archived right there. I've never seen that before. I just saw that. That's attempted fucking murder.
There and we're still seeing new things.
We're going to see new things every time we watch this. This was attempted murder right here.
Get this zoom damage. We have time to really dissect this. We'll be able to zoom in really well on things. But again, if you want to pull this now, your screen recording now, and you want to investigate this and point something out to us, Telegram chat, Patreon, there is a public Telegram chat. If you need to point out, I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to post this now in the public comments here on all our pages that we're broadcasting on. That is our public channel for our Telegram page. If you want to join our public Telegram page, please find it there.
Hey, go. We're using Telegram, okay, because it's encrypted. It's end-to-end encryption. Okay, you want to talk to me, you want to get at me, you want to discuss me, you want to DM me, you want to PM me, you want to fucking whatever in me, go over to Telegram. Okay, I'm not messing around with people here to waste my fucking time. I don't have any time or energy for you. There's a lot of shit that's happening here, and more people need to be more involved. Okay, but we had to be more certain about some things before we started saying some of the things that we're saying.
Hey, the motion, everybody go up. Let's go up. Hey, the motion, let's go up. Something's gonna go up there. Let's go.
A bunch of these people are not there to support. I want you to remember that. And looking at this, don't look at it as this is just Trump people there. Look at this guy down there. I'm telling you, a lot of the tactics that were used.
Oh, hey. We're bringing in the other guy now. Bringing in the other kind of fucking.
Oh, here it comes, boys. These are the people that will actually shoot you from government. Right. It's them.
It's them.
That's them.
Bike helmets on this side.
All right, it is January 6th. It is about. Fuck.
There's a dent in my forehead where they shot me.
Freedom time, I guess. I got shot between the goddamn eyes with a rubber bullet. Motherfucking right, I kept the evidence.
Right
they shot me off that lamppost right there. That lamppost, I was standing right there because I was getting crushed. So I stood up on it. As soon as I stood up, I took that motherfucker between the eyes along with some.
So they gave this up then?
Huh?
They gave this up?
Oh, yeah. They pushed through that. Oh, yeah.
No, they gave it. What do you mean?
They pushed through that.
I actually think those were the ones. Those might have been in that canister that I was hit with, and the one that they hit me between the eyes was with a pepper ball.
That's what they won't show you on the media.
So they escorted a police officer up here
from out the
We
front
can't
door.
go to the front dressed like that.
Oh, go. Yeah, put that back up real quick.
All the way over to here. That's what they won't show you on the media. They gave them back.
Yeah, watch this. They marched. These guys, the people that they said were so awful, those people down there, they brought a police officer all the way around, all the way through the crowd, all the way around, and brought him up.
Safety. Right? That's the difference. All right. Anyways, me, executive producer CJ Abernathy. I require my team to go to the fuck field, not be a bitch. Thanks, CJ, for joining me.
I volunteered for this. For the record.
I got fuck it up. fucked up.
You know, I was a witness.
Huh?
I was a witness. We got souvenirs, folks.
Yeah. Took one between the eyes, dude.
You didn't get up here without something, and everybody that's on here today,
God willing, we make it
got
out
a story
here.
today.
God willing, we make it out here. Fucking.
Amen.
Look, we got guys up there. Of course. Only a few.
Remember, today you pick which side of the revolution you're on.
That's it, man. That thin blue line
Hey, check those guys that were around me,
against you.
right? All those ones that get close to me, like,
Greg, an officer to safety.
Getting shot in the head, you didn't even have your helmet on. At that point, I don't think you were.
Americans for the last
I mean,
hour
seriously,
at the door, rotating in and out.
you're vulnerable, man.
we're gonna keep learning more and more. Every time we watch these videos, we learn more and more. We've watched these videos over and over again, and I never saw. You guys just saw a guy get drilled in the back of the head. I would argue that video has never been shown anywhere. Nobody's seen that, and God knows who that guy is, or fuck, dude, if he lived, I don't know. There's no telling.
We can't confirm or deny anybody or anybody's individual stories at this point. Really, we can't tell really if anything that was told inside the Capitol was actually just merely propaganda, or if it was. Nobody's saying Ashley Babbitt's name today.
Nobody's saying
They're
Ashley
celebrating.
Babbitt.
They're celebrating the cops. They're not celebrating the veteran they murdered. I mean, it's kind of disheartening if we're being honest.
Right. I need y'all to help get the word out, right? To get more people over to this platform, please, 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 please. In all communities, right? This is an appeal. This isn't an appeal to just the conservative base or white men. Okay, this is an appeal, a heartfelt appeal to all people from all backgrounds, that they are being used by the Communist Party. If they're on the left and they're voting with the left, and is there a possibility that the right is being manipulated, or the far right is being manipulated? Sure. Okay. Things are going to get bad between now and the 20th. That's what I expect. I expect on the 20th that if we don't do something drastic, if we don't warn people, you're going to have Americans killing Americans. And that's how 2021 is going to start. And I mean, like, really start. And that scares me. They've got National Guard there now, and watch for something else, another provocation, severe provocation to try and incite the bases. Watch for these. Okay. False flags. They exist. This might be one. I don't know yet. We can't definitively say yet. That's all good, man. We can exit.
Huh?
We're going to sign out. To my children, all three of you. Hold on. Pause that. Trying to say something to my kids. 1 second. Hey, to all of our kids, to the men helping me and their children and their families and our friends. We put them through a lot doing what we're doing. I don't think a lot of you really realize how much stress this puts our families under. It's a tremendous amount of stress. My family's concerned for me. These men, their families are concerned for them and what they're doing and helping me. And they have right to be, because what we're doing is dangerous. There are a lot of things happening in this country that we're not talking about. We're not connecting the dots, right? We're not connecting them fast enough and broadcasting them fast enough and on a large enough stage. And I don't know how else to do it. Okay. Because they keep chopping me at my legs every which way. So without you and your support and your help, right, I can only go so far and do so much, right? From DC to wherever I'm at, right? This is what you're getting, what you're going to get here real soon, right? This is what's coming for you. So, and it will be Americans killing Americans. That'll happen. History's proven it over and over again. Americans will spill innocent American blood, and that will have been created by communists. And I will say, I fucking told you so. And that'll be it. There'll be dead Americans, and I'm not going to die. I'm not going to let my men die for idiots, right? If you don't want to fucking listen and you want to be dismissive and you want to go die, go die. That's your American right. But my sacrifice to country, up to and including my life, those days are gone, right? I'm fighting a new kind of war, a different kind of way. If you want to go to DC and you want to kill, you want to fight somebody, shoot another American, another working class American on the other side, fine. But I'm not going to be a part of that. If anybody from the left or the right wants to attack government, I'll go with you. And I mean that to the degree that I'll go with you. And, you know, the fight is with government. That's where the fight's at. The fight is with government of all kinds, all calibers. No, I'm not telling you to be an anarchist. This government is completely 100% overrun with communists. I'm telling you that right now. I fucking believe it through and through. Jesus. You spend 30, 40 minutes, an hour on the American Communist Party's website and then play any number of clips of any mainstream Democratic progressive talking and their issues and their solutions. It's all American Communist Party. Hello? Fuck, dude. How much clearer do we need to make it for you? Anyways, we're signing off. Those of you who support us, thank you so much. To our families, we love you. And we do this because we love you.